comes to combat arms units, and there are many different stripes across our joint force, the era of politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings leadership ends right now.
That's Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who this morning summoned hundreds of U.S. military officials to an in-person meeting to announce new directives for troops. Now, Hegseth said the military will implement gender-neutral or male-level standards for physical fitness and end what he called woke culture in the military. That also includes ending anonymous complaints. He said the U.S. military has promoted too many leaders for the wrong reasons based on race and gender quotas. Hegseth told military leaders to do the honorable thing and resign if they don't like his new approach. Now, President Trump also addressed the military leaders. So we want to bring into the conversation Scripps News Washington correspondent Stephanie Liebergen for a deeper dive on today's meeting and what Secretary Hegseth said. So Stephanie, he said his comments are not about preventing women from serving. How are people reacting to that?
There are definitely concerns, I think, among female veterans groups. So what Secretary Hegseth laid out today was that he wants these high gender-neutral standards, including standards for physical fitness. Now, there are general physical fitness requirements for every branch, but each branch is a little bit different. And the fitness requirements are different depending on what type of job you have within the military. But what Hegseth said today, he really seemed to be focusing on combat-related positions. I want to listen to a little bit more of what he had to say earlier today.
War does not care if you're a man or a woman. Neither does the enemy. Nor does the weight of your rucksack, the size of an artillery round, or the body weight of a casualty on the battlefield who must be carried. This, and I want to be very clear about this, this is not about preventing women from serving. We very much value the impact of female troops. Our female officers and NCOs are the absolute best in the world. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
In another portion of his remarks, he referenced a change in 2015, as Hegseth put it, so females could qualify. That appears to be a reference to a change announced by then Secretary Ash Carter in December of 2015 that was opening up all military jobs to women. But when that change was announced, it was clear that the qualifications would still need to be met. The standards would still be the same. Now, at the time, there were about 10% of jobs in the military that women weren't allowed to do. We're talking about infantry jobs and some special ops units. So that change did happen in 2015. But even on the Defense Department's own announcement, it said equal opportunity is not equal participation, noting that the qualifications would still be the same. I got a response from a female vets group earlier today noting that combat requirements for women have always been the same as men. I want to read a bit of her statement earlier today from the Service Women's Action Network. She said the physical requirements for infantry schools, special operations, and other combat role are already gender neutral. All we have ever asked for is that an individual is able to serve in any capacity for which they are qualified. So if Hegseth's concern is physical fitness for combat roles, it's unclear what exactly might be changing from his announcement today, because it seems that is already the standard for combat positions across the military. So we'll have to wait and see if we get any more details about that specific element of it.
And there was something else that struck me when I was listening this morning, and it was talking about ending anonymous complaints, and then also rolling back restrictions on things like hazing. So I know you just got off with some calls with some female veterans. What did they say about those points?
So I just got off a quick call with two different veterans. One is a veteran of the Navy, another one of the Army. And when I asked them what stood out the most to them, what are they most concerned about, it was these rolling back of hazing and bullying provisions that they're most concerned about, saying that they feel like it creates an environment where that type of negative interaction among service members is going to be permissible, that people will think that that's okay. And as they put it, they're entering very dangerous waters. They also noted that they agree that promotions and, movement among the military, that it needs to be about merit. They don't disagree with that argument by Secretary Hegseth or something we've heard from President Trump. They say it's important to identify who is fit for various roles in the military. But they said the warrior ethos, that doesn't have a gender. As women in the military, they felt that as well, and that when they're in a unit, you are a unit. You are together and you support each other. So, their big concerns, the rolling back of hazing, but then also noting that, the way the military works already, that there is that sense of community, that sense of camaraderie that can, keep units functioning at their peak.
And we know, too, even with anonymous complaints, so many women who are victims of sexual assault don't come forward for fear of retribution. So I'm sure that that's a conversation happening with a lot of females in the service right now. Stephanie Liebergen, our Washington correspondent, thank you so much for your reporting, Stephanie.